You call your dog's name. Once, twice, maybe even a third time, a little louder now. But they just sit there. They don't turn around. They don't come running. They don't even twitch an ear in your direction. And in that moment, you feel something surprisingly painful: rejection from your dog. Sound familiar? Most dog owners jump straight to the worst conclusion when this happens. They don't love me. They're angry at me. Maybe I did something wrong. Some people even start to question their entire relationship with their pet. And honestly, that's completely understandable. We pour so much love into these animals. So when they seem to look right through us, it stings. But here's what nobody tells you. And this is the part that changes everything. Your dog ignoring you is almost never about love. In fact, in many cases, it's actually a sign of something far more interesting going on inside their mind. In this video, we're going to break down exactly why dogs ignore their owners, what each type of ignoring actually means, and, most importantly, what your dog is trying to communicate when they refuse to respond to you. By the end of this, you'll never look at your dog's silence the same way again. Stay with us, because what we're about to reveal surprises even the most experienced dog owners. That's Section 1. The science behind why dogs ignore us. Before we dive into the specific reasons, we need to understand something fundamental about how a dog's brain works, because it's very different from how ours does. Dogs do not process language the way humans do. When you call your dog's name, they are not hearing a word with meaning attached to it the way another human would. Instead, they are responding to a combination of sound, tone, association, and, crucially, their current emotional and physical state. This means that when your dog doesn't respond to their name, it is not a simple act of defiance. Something much more complex is happening. Research in animal cognition has shown that dogs are extraordinarily sensitive to their environment. Their senses, particularly smell and hearing, are processing an overwhelming amount of information at any given moment. A dog's nose, for example, is estimated to be anywhere from 10,000 to 100,000 times more sensitive than a human's. Their hearing can detect frequencies and distances far beyond our capability. So when your dog appears to be staring blankly into space and ignoring your calls, they may literally be locked onto a stimulus that you cannot even perceive. Think about that for a second. While you're standing there feeling ignored, your dog might be completely absorbed in a scent trail left by an animal 3 hours ago. Or they might be listening to a sound coming from 2 streets away. Their brain is fully occupied, not with ignoring you, but with processing a world that is invisible to you entirely. This is the first and most important thing to understand. Ignoring is rarely intentional. And once you accept that, everything else starts to make a lot more sense. That's Section 2. Reason number 1. They're in scent mode, and their brain is locked in. Let's start with what is probably the most common reason your dog ignores you, and it has everything to do with their nose. When a dog picks up an interesting scent, something remarkable happens in their brain. The olfactory system, the part responsible for processing smells, essentially takes over. It's not unlike the way a human might become completely absorbed in a fascinating book or a gripping TV show. You've probably experienced this yourself. Someone calls your name while you're deeply focused on something, and you genuinely don't hear them. Not because you don't care, but because your brain is fully committed elsewhere. For dogs, scent is their primary way of understanding the world. While humans rely mostly on vision, dogs rely on smell the way we rely on our eyes. When they catch a particularly powerful or interesting scent, another animal, a piece of food, a person who passed by, even changes in weather, their brain essentially enters what animal behaviorists call a tracking state. In this state, external commands become genuinely harder to process. This is not stubbornness. This is biology. What your dog is actually telling you in this moment is this: I have found something that my instincts are telling me is critically important, and I need a moment. The solution here is not to punish your dog or to repeat their name louder and louder, which, by the way, can actually train your dog to ignore their name over time. something we'll come back to later. Instead, try moving closer to your dog, gently interrupting the scent trail by changing their position and then calling them. You'll find they respond almost immediately once the olfactory lock is broken. Section 3. Reason number 2. You've accidentally trained them to ignore you. This one is hard to hear, but it's one of the most common reasons dogs stop responding to their names, and it's something the owner has unknowingly caused themselves. Here's how it happens. In the early days, you call your dog's name. They come running. You give them a treat, a cuddle, lots of praise. The association is strong and positive. But over time, things shift. You call their name to give them a bath they hate. You call their name to trim their nails. You call their name to end playtime and go inside. You call their name and then immediately do something your dog finds unpleasant. What happens in your dog's brain? They start to associate their name and coming to you with negative outcomes. Not every time, but enough times that their brain starts to hesitate. And hesitation, from the outside, looks exactly like ignoring. Animal behaviorists call this poisoning the cue. The cue, in this case the dog's name or the command come, has been associated with too many unpleasant experiences, and so the dog's natural response is to avoid it. What your dog is telling you when this happens is actually quite heartbreaking when you think about it. I want to come to you, but I've learned that coming to you sometimes leads to something I don't like, and I'm not sure what to do. The fix requires patience. You need to rebuild the association. For a period of time, only call your dog's name when something wonderful is about to happen. A favorite treat, a game, a walk. Make coming to you the best thing that can happen in their day. Do this consistently, and within weeks, you'll see your dog's response time transform dramatically. Section 4. Reason number 3. They're overwhelmed or anxious. This is the reason that most people miss entirely, and it's one of the most important. Dogs experience anxiety, stress, and overwhelm just like we do. And one of the most common responses to these emotional states, in dogs as well as in humans, is a kind of shutdown, a withdrawal, a disconnection from the surrounding environment. When a dog is anxious, their nervous system is in a heightened state of alert. Cortisol, the stress hormone, is flooding their body. In this state, responding to external commands becomes genuinely difficult. It's not that they don't hear you. It's that their brain is so consumed with managing the stress response that there's simply not enough cognitive bandwidth left to process your instruction and act on it. You might notice this happens in specific situations. Perhaps your dog ignores you when there are guests in the house, or during thunderstorms, or at the dog park when there are too many other dogs around, or even just on certain days when the energy in the household is tense or chaotic. What your dog is telling you in these moments is perhaps the most important message of all. I am not okay right now. I need your help, not your commands. If you recognize this pattern in your dog, the answer is not more commands. It's comfort. Lower your voice. Get down to their level. Create a calm, safe space. Let them decompress. Once their nervous system settles, their ability to respond to you will return naturally, and they will look to you, not away from you. Section 5. Reason number 4. They're getting older and their hearing is changing. This one breaks hearts, and it's more common than most people realize. Dogs, like humans, experience a gradual decline in their senses as they age. Hearing loss in older dogs is extremely common, and it often happens so gradually that owners don't notice it until the dog's behavior has already changed significantly. One of the first and most noticeable signs of age-related hearing loss in dogs is exactly this. They stop responding to their name. If your dog is 7 years or older and has recently started ignoring you more than usual, it is absolutely worth considering whether their hearing might be declining. There are some simple tests you can do at home. Try making a sound behind your dog when they are not looking at you. A clap, a whistle, a shake of their treat bag. A dog with normal hearing will react immediately. A dog with hearing loss may show little or no response. What your dog is telling you in this situation is simple and deeply moving. I'm not ignoring you. I just can't hear you anymore. And I need you to find a new way to reach me. The beautiful thing is that dogs adapt remarkably well to hearing loss. Owners who switch to hand signals, visual cues, and gentle physical touch to communicate with their hard-of-hearing dogs often report that their bond actually deepens through the process. Your dog is still there, still present, still loving you. They just need you to speak a new language. Section 6. Reason number 5. It's actually a sign of trust. And now we reach the reason that surprises people the most. The one that, once you understand it, completely reframes everything. Sometimes, when your dog ignores you, it is because they feel completely, utterly, and deeply safe with you. This sounds counterintuitive, but bear with us. In the wild, and even in domestic settings, a dog that is nervous, insecure, or unsure of their relationship with their owner is actually hypervigilant. They watch their owner constantly. They respond to every movement, every sound, every shift in mood. They are always on, because they feel like they have to be. A dog that is truly secure, that has a deeply rooted, unshakable trust in their owner, doesn't feel the need to be on constant alert. They can relax. They can get absorbed in their environment. They can sit in their own world for a while, because they know, at a cellular level, that you are there and that everything is fine. Behaviorists have a term for this. It's called secure attachment. And one of its key expressions is exactly this kind of relaxed, non-anxious independence. Your dog isn't ignoring you because they don't care. They're ignoring you because they care so much and feel so safe that they don't need to monitor you every second. What your dog is telling you when this happens is the highest compliment they can give. I trust you completely. I feel safe. I don't need to watch you because I know you're there. Conclusion. So the next time your dog looks right through you when you call their name, take a breath before you take it personally. Look at the context. Ask yourself, are they locked onto a scent? Have I accidentally made coming to me feel unpleasant? Are they anxious or overwhelmed? Are they getting older? Or, and this is the one we hope is true for you, are they simply so secure in your love that they can afford to relax? Because in almost every case, your dog's silence is not rejection. It's information. And now you know how to read it. Dogs communicate constantly, just not in words. Every behavior, every posture, every response or non-response is a window into their inner world. The more fluent you become in their language, the deeper your bond will grow. If this video helped you understand your dog a little better today, share it with someone whose dog has been ignoring them lately. You might just change the way they see their best friend. And if you want to keep learning the hidden language of dogs, our next video covers something equally surprising. What your dog is actually saying when they bring you their favorite toy. Trust us, it's not what you think. We'll see you there. Paw prints.